What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building, and NFL draft is over. Cowboys draft is over. So take a little quick, my time right quick. Just got off chilling. Just like to give my thoughts over the overall draft. My grade, if you care. But it started out good. I don't like how it ended. It kind of ended in typical Cowboys fashion. So I don't like how it ended. I felt like this is 2 years in a row. You could have got a quality running back, and you didn't. You got Deuce Vaughn from last year. You could have got somebody. There were running backs out there last year that you could have got before him. You didn't get him to the sixth round. You could have got some other running backs before him, and you didn't. So I'm sorry. He still is small. It remains to be seen what he can even do in the NFL. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on Deuce Vaughn. Just my opinion of it. So I don't know if that's a wasted pick. You talked up a running back like he was the world's best thing, and you lost out on him. I may start the pessimistic may be coming out a little bit, but that's okay. That's what it is. Like I said, you had to do the trade back. So, from that perspective, that was good that the Cowboys did the trade back because they had to. Because if you look at this draft, if they would have stayed pat at what they had and didn't trade back and kept those first three picks and didn't have the fourth and went to the fifth, it wouldn't have been a good draft. That was a must. They had to do a trade back. It wouldn't have been a good draft. It'd have been it wouldn't have been a good draft. They absolutely needed to do that trade back to gain that extra pick because so many players. We don't know if these players are going to pan out in the NFL, but from the talent-wise and the perspective of them going to NFL, there was a lot of good players that were probably on their board that they did not get. And that was a move they had to make. So by them making that move, they solidified their offensive line for the future. I already talked about that in a previous video earlier today, so I'm not going to go over that. Check that video out. I feel like they dropped the ball in the fifth, sixth, not really necessarily the seventh. They got an extra offensive lineman, but I feel like they dropped the ball in that fifth round because they went for a corner. And corner is a need, in my opinion, but I feel like the defensive line was more of a need. And you could have got, I'm going to name a few defensive players. I feel like you needed some more defensive tackles. You lost Hankins, you lost Bohanna, you had Ridgeway, you just got Mozzie, that's it, and Carl Long. You lost Gallimore. These ain't players that I'm saying by any means are like world beaters, but these are players that add to the line. You feel me? And Bohanna was actually showing a little bit. And we was talking about year 3, and that's when he was showing it, and then you cut him. I still was curious. You needed an extra big body in the room, and then we saw what happened with that, and it was like you messed up with that situation. And it feels like you're going right back to it, doing it again. I'm confused here. You said stopping the run is important to you, but I don't show where you tried to address where the run stopping was important in this draft because I didn't see it. You got a good edge player. I like Marshawn. I like him. He's for future. He's now and future. He's not starting over DeMarcus Lawrence now. Or if they're starting on the edge, Michael Parsons. He's not starting over those two. I said that. I love his upside and what he can do, but I feel like he's the future pick, so he's not starting this year unless there's a major injury. Sam Williams, I feel like this year 3, he's got to play a lot. He's not starting, so you know what I mean? And then when you look at Guyton, elite talent, but I think he's not ready this year. He's going to struggle. I like BB starting. I think BB starts and hits the ground running. Maris, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that. I'm going to get it right, and I'm going to pronounce it right. But I like him. Is he starting now? There's a good trajectory, yes. I thought it was a reach. There were some other guys, but injury history, understood. So not terrible reach. But I just feel like in this 5th round, when I'm looking at it, and they got the cornerback. Get my notes right quick. Sorry about that. Them picking the cornerback in the 5th round, as I said before, Kalen Carson, Jaylan Ford went right after that. You could have doubled up on the linebacker with Ford, but I really wanted to tackle, but you could have doubled up on that linebacker position. And then, because in the 6th round, if you would have got that D tackle, there was other options. Could have went back and got a linebacker, or a running back, because they went. Or you could have got a corner. They're available. Possible receiver, you know what I mean? Like, or D tackles available. So because they went and got the corner in the 5th round, like I said, Gilmore, you don't know if he's coming back. Trevin Diggs is coming back from injury. We know what Bland did. Jay Lewis coming back. The backs that you got in 2021, Mukama, I don't know what he is. I don't even know the other tall kid's name no more. The lanky guy. Like, y'all know who it is. But they ain't did nothing, and I don't know if they are going to do anything. I doubt it. So I understand you making the pick, but you need to stop the run more than stopping the pass, because if you can't stop the run, it's going to slow ball. And I just feel like, looking at these notes right here, there are guys you could have got. Mekhi Wingo, defensive tackle from LSU. Christian Boyd, Northern Iowa. Jaden Crumedy, Mississippi State. Because you got that corner, these guys went ahead. And then you got Ryan Flournoy from Southeast Missouri State, receiver. I don't think because if you got that defensive tackle in that 5th, you could have got another receiver. I think I said should drafted Brendan Rice from Jerry Rice's son. He got the pedigree. He's not fast, but he fought that ball. He was okay. You still could have got a corner in this next round. This receiver, I think you're already setting your receivers and who you want. And you didn't get a dynamic one, so CeeDee Lamb is out there to me still by itself. Michael Gallup's not there now. You relying on the Brandon Cooks thing. Jalen Tolbert is a 3 for real, a 4. Jalen Brooks, we like him. He's smooth. Hopefully he steps up. And they said they got Martavius Bryant back, but he been out the league. Wow, I don't know if I can rely on that. And then so those couple picks were just curious to me. And then in the 7th rounder, you got another offensive lineman. I get it. Nathan Thomas from Louisiana. And then, like typical Cowboys fashion, in your last pick, Justin Rogers, defensive tackle, Auburn. This is like you're doing exactly what the Cowboys do. Like, it's almost like last year y'all drafted a defensive tackle to me in that all-in year, and it didn't work. And you're like, we ain't doing that no more. We ain't spending no first-round picks on no defensive tackles or nothing like that. You're getting 7th-rounders. Going back to the who has-beens, and nobody's really afraid of those guys. And this is what I say before I get off of here. And I've said this on the Final Word the last couple of weeks. It just seems, and maybe I need to go through teams before I get to jumping out the window on this, but it just seems like the Cowboys rely on a lot of players 4th round on, and get players like defensive tackles, keep getting them in 6th and 7th rounds, and there's a reason why they get drafted that low. They're not going to be difference makers, and when you get on the field and you're playing teams that have those difference makers at those positions, it's going to get seen. And that's why you don't win those games when it matters the most. It goes for all the players. That's why a lot of these players get drafted high. Don't mean they all pan out high either, but maybe a higher probability. I got to look at the numbers. I got to check. I know first round, it's not like, oh, they're guaranteed going to be great. No. But when you're getting 7th round defensive tackles, I'm not thinking that they're moving the needle. It better if they even make the squad. Yes, you have those few people. DaRon Bland, we've seen it in many teams. But it ain't a whole full of them. It ain't the whole team. It'd be like one player out of like 50. And then the next player after 100. Like, those would be the numbers. They're not astronomical. So, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm really not. I'm just saying that the Cowboys are just, you loaded up the offensive line. That's great. But to me, you just felt like you gave up on running back because of this supposed Ezekiel Elliott reunion. And Ezekiel Elliott ain't moving the needle. Like, why'd you cut him? If he's so great and you want him back so bad and he's the running back this and that, why'd you cut him? Like, just to bring him back? That makes no sense. And I don't know why people are getting excited. Like, oh, yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's coming back. And why? They cut him. And he didn't go over there and do world beating over at New England. He was okay. And I don't care if he didn't start. Like, really look at the numbers and watch the tape. Like, he's not going to come over here and be a 1,500-yard rusher again. If he does, that'd be crazy. I just don't believe that. But I don't believe it. But who knows? I don't believe it. Those days are behind him, I feel like now. The best days are behind now. And it's just like, why are you bringing it back when you didn't? If you thought it was great, you should have never cut it. Rico Dowdell's injured. You didn't really play him. And then Deuce Vaughn, Royce Freeman. Just feel like you settled on the running back position when Ezekiel Elliott was talked about, and you were like, we don't got to address it. We'll just get a whole bunch of offensive linemen and be okay. And then the defense, who's going to be on your defensive line? Like, I like Marshawn, but he's going to be a backup. Myers may start. You're relying on your guys. Junior Fehoko from last year got to play. You don't know how you having him. You have Osa, but he's getting pounded by 2 guys. And then Colston is okay. Like, I feel like the same problem is going to happen again on defense, and you're putting that stock on your linebackers aren't good if your front line's getting murdered. So maybe that's the pessimistic in me. Sorry I kept it so long with that, but it's just what I see from my perspective. Like, good top half draft. You know what I'm saying? Good top half draft. But I just feel like the back half brought it down. And it was a B in my opinion, but now it's like a C+. So I'm giving the grade a C+ in my opinion of the team. Good first half. Questionable second half. Don't think those players are going to do something on the roster from the 3rd on. So that's why it drops for me. And we'll see. So as I get off here, make sure you check out me and Mike Fisher. We had a good talk for about 10 minutes. Really good talk. Really good info. Make sure you check out the interview. I'm going to drop it either tonight or early tomorrow. It's a very good interview. I feel like good questions were asked. And I think you're going to not say you like the answers, but I feel like the answers are going to be real into what I've been saying for a very long time. So make sure you check out that interview with me and Mike Fisher. Maybe tonight, definitely tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. Again, James, I'm out. Peace.